Hey, I'm Veronica Taylor. I'm here with you, Alex. We're at Ranger Stop and Pop in Atlanta. It's pretty awesome.
So cool.
I am a big fan of the anime egotists, I have to say. And I also wanted to say from myself and May, you're watching Anime Egotists. And actually, I'm a better trainer than Brendan. Oh, come on, May. A little humility?
And welcome back to the Anime Egotists. My name's Alex, and I am joined by the man himself.
And I'm Richard. And wow, there's a lot changing in the Pokemon world over the last few hours.
Is there? I don't really feel like anything has happened. Why don't you catch me and our audience up?
So, they officially announced that it's the end of Ash's journey with the Pokemon anime, at least as the main character. We don't know if there's something else going to happen, but...
Why? Is he dying? Like, is he dying? What's up?
No, it seems like they're kind of just moving on, which a lot of fans have asked for, and a lot of fans are also very disappointed. There's been very mixed reactions, I think, to this.
I don't think we've ever brought up what would happen if we wanted Ash to leave. I definitely didn't say anything like that. That may or may not have sparked that decision.
Exactly. This is going to be an interesting time. It's not the first time they've moved on from Ash, but it's the first main series that's supposed to not have Ash. So it's going to be interesting, I think.
Yeah, and honestly, this is a very big deal. He's been around for 20-something years, when, meanwhile, a lot of other people have argued, why is he still the main character? Because, look, whether you love him or hate him, we've been kind of hard on him, but in all honesty, I'm ready to move on. I've been ready to move on and, see something new. There's only so many stories you can tell with a character for 20-plus years.
Especially because a lot of Ash is written to be that 10-year-old. That's him. You're supposed to put yourself on to him. So the fact that the audience has a large part of it has grown up, you can't put yourself on Ash as much anymore. Now, do I believe that they're replacing it with someone who's the older audience will be able to? I doubt it. The characters do appear to still be about that same age, so...
And that's okay. Like I said, I've said before, I don't really want Ash Ketchum to age. I kind of feel like, in some senses, it kind of takes away what makes him special in some aspects, but I'm sure we'll get into that a little more as we keep talking.
Yeah, so for those of you who are big fans of Ash, don't worry, there is supposed to be a special episode coming out. I think it's sometime in January, and then after that, there's going to be an 11-episode mini-series that is supposed to pretty much wrap up Ash's story. It's supposed to either tell what a Pokemon Master is and how Ash has achieved it, or at least set up Ash to show up later on as having reached or going for that goal. And we're supposed to get some characters returning. I know, spoiler alert, apparently there's a scene in this the final episode of Journeys, which just premiered, that is just a one-off, but it's actually a special moment that fans from the original series have been waiting for years. I don't know, have you seen it?
Does it have something to do with a Pokemon that Ash no longer has?
Yes.
I'd say I've definitely seen it.
So, I don't know. I'll do spoiler in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It in this kind of, I think it's just a still image. Ash and Butterfree are going to reunite. So
yeah, I mean, there's no Arbok and Weezing, so my hopes are crushed. But this, in all honesty, this is still a cool thing. So it seems like all those theories of Butterfree mating and then dying seem to have gone out the window. But then again, that's been debunked for years now.
Yeah, and I think this is just one of those. People have been clamoring for them to get back together, and Ash and Pidgeot to get back together. Maybe we'll see that, because this is supposed to wrap up Ash's story over the coming 11, 12 episodes that are still set to come out, but we don't know.
That's the weird thing, though. Apparently, it's supposed to involve, spoiler alert, we're going to be spoilers all around. I'm sorry, we're not going to keep doing the 5 for the number countdown thing. but
Yeah.
it also shows Misty and Brock. And as
Mhm.
happy as I am to see them, are they going to be the only companions coming back? Because I don't know.
Yeah, they've come back. I mean, obviously the most because they're the originals, but it would be nice if there were if we got an episode that's pretty much dedicated to each of the companions or each kind of group of the companions throughout this. So we get here's an episode where Ashton meets up with Brock and Misty, and then we get one where he meets up with Tracy, and then another episode where he meets up with uh, Bonnet and Clement and Bonnie, and then uh, just continues kind of like that, just through everybody. We've gotten so much of Dawn this last few episodes. We've talked about that in our reviews of Pokemon Journeys. It's like okay, yeah, it's that I've had enough of that. Let's just keep going. But I don't mind if this is kind of if this is truly wrapping it up. If he meets up with Dawn again.
Yeah, and the weird thing is, Gary said, well, now that you've won, then are you close to being a Pokemon Master? And Ash is like, wait, what? I'm like, Ash, you said before multiple times this wouldn't make you a Pokemon Master. Why are you confusing us?
Yeah, I'm hoping that means that they've got an idea for the story. Because I mean, unfortunately, that is going like right against what Ash was talking about at the start of Pokemon Journeys, which was Pokemon Master isn't just a champion. There's other aspects to it. They didn't tell us what those aspects were, but Ash knew what he wanted, and now if he's questioning that, it's like, why is he questioning that?
Yeah, and should we talk about the newer characters?
What we've seen, we can. I know there.
Do
Do
you
you have?
remember their names? Because I can. No, I don't remember their names. I'm sorry. I don't.
Well, so first there's that special episode, which is getting some random new character that's not related to the new series, but is just kind of there. That'll be coming out sometime in January this year. I think they said it was like January 6th, but I could be wrong on that. Um, as I said, that's just a special episode. It's supposed to be like Ash and him developing a connection to Pokemon. So like every single Pokemon movie and special we ever get, it's Ash developing a connection with Pokemon that he already has from the last episode. Just now it's this movie he has to develop it again. Yay.
Yeah, Rico and Roy.
Okay. So they're going to be the new protagonists. I believe Rico, I believe, is the female protagonist and is look and shows up as like the more front and center. So it's believed by some people that she's going to be the main focus, like Ash.
Which I'm not necessarily against, and it does seem like they want to focus on Paldea. At least I'd like to hope. You never know nowadays, but that's cool, I guess. We didn't see a whole lot of them, so unless we want to talk about what everybody else has been talking about, I want to move on from them, but I don't think I'm allowed to.
Yeah, until we get the series or an actual trailer, there's not really much to talk about. As I said, I agree with you. I'm hoping this one actually focuses on the region. I know Galar had a bigger focus than the other regions, but not
Did
in
it?
Journey.
Did it
In
though?
in
Did
Journeys,
it
it did.
really?
Yeah, there were probably what 15, 20 episodes in there where every other series took like I guess maybe Kanto had more because there's so much that takes place in Kanto because that's where Cerise Labs is, but at least Galar, the episodes that focused on there were focused on specific areas, but it wasn't like the rest of the series. So it's not like Johto where everything takes place in Johto, or everything takes place in Hoenn in the advanced generation except for the Kanto Battle Frontier, which
Yeah,
is
but
kind of weird.
that was different though.
But they'd already had an entire like what 3 seasons already at that point in Hoenn, so it was fine.
Yeah. Do we okay, Rico and Roy, I really don't have anything more to say about them except do you want to take this one, because I want to talk about this, but I don't want to get angry, so let's just tread lightly with this.
Okay, so there's a lot of speculation about Rico's father. People, a lot of fans are saying, "Oh my God, it's Ash is the father." It's like, could that be? Maybe, but until it's actually shown there's no reason to over speculate, get overexcited about that or whatever, however you feel. And a lot of people are saying, "Oh my god, it's insert my ship." So it's Ash and Misty's kid, or it's Ash and Serena's kid. Again, I don't care that much, and I think my co-host is even less excited about that part of it.
Okay, like I said, I'm gonna try and talk about this in a way that maybe, even if you disagree with me, maybe we can all find a way to talk about this without hating each other. So here's what I'm gonna say about it. I couldn't give less of a damn about who Ash ends up with. At the same time, though, I also kind of realize if you put him with the wrong person, the fan base will be torn apart. And how do you do that? Well, there is no right option. So no, that's all I got. I'd rather them just be a brand new character. Make
Mhm.
references to Ash every now and then. Don't completely write him out, but I don't know. No daughters, no son. No, it's no.
I actually really agree with you. I think the best option would be have the one or both of these characters have watched Ash in the tournament, and that's what got them excited for their Pokemon journeys. Have them be only a year or two younger, and now they're starting out on their journeys, and they aspire to be like Ash. They want to be a strong trainer or something along those lines, but eventually give them their own goal, whether they want to become champion rank in Paldea and that's all they want, or something else. And oh, I want to compete in the next World Coronation Series and become champion of the world.
And that's why you're my co-host, because I don't think everybody else would have been like, but we have to know. No, no,
No,
no. But
no.
I don't know. Let me ask you this: do you think this affects the Pokemon movies in any way, shape, or form? Because I feel like I feel like there's a chance that might just still be Ash.
I could see that, like, if they decide to continue Ash's story just through movies from now on.
Yeah, but there's no continuity like it could just be like, oh well, it's just gonna be Ash, Pikachu, and they're gonna meet up with this other kid like they did with the Secret of the Jungle movie and all the other ones, all the other newer ones.
I could see that. I could also see them deciding that okay, that they are completely moving on from Ash as like a major focus
That's
completely.
fine
So,
too.
um, as I said, I'm gonna give this a chance. I know there's some people who are very upset that Ash is being moved on from, but it's like,
And they have every right to be. They're entitled to their opinion. You're allowed to be sad about this. I get that.
hmm. But to pretty much, we've heard some people say that this shows they're hoping it fails. And that's not right at this point. Give it a chance to succeed or fail on its own before making your decision. I know Ash is an important part of our childhood. We both grew up watching Ash.
For better and for worse.
Yeah, so I'm really hoping that they do succeed and we get some nice stories. As we get through in the US English dub of the series of Journeys, we'll give our final opinions on this. I think my co-host has already kind of told me a bit about where he's at, and I don't think we'll be doing an exact review. We may do something just to talk about what we think maybe halfway through the first part of the new series, but that's about it. I don't think we're going to do the same level of review we've been doing.
Especially since some of those Journeys episodes kind of took the life out of us.
Yeah, as I said, we'll talk about that when we do our next or the one after that, probably's final review of the series.
Who knows at this point? But regardless, honestly, I'm excited. Am I sad to see Ash going away? Yeah, but I'm excited for what's to come. And even if I wasn't, I'm not going to be somebody who roots for it to fail. You should never root for something like this to fail. If it succeeds, that opens more opportunities and more avenues to go down. That's why, in a way, we were rooting for stuff like, oh, Pokemon Origins to do really well, Pokemon Chronicles. I want everything in Pokemon to succeed. even if I'm not a fan of it personally, I want to succeed because I know if it succeeds, makes more money, maybe they can focus on other stuff and stuff we can all agree on that we all think is good. You should never root for something like this to fail. If not, then I can't help you.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. There's part of me that is going to miss Ash as the main character, but there's also part of me that's kind of excited. It's like, okay, or hopefully we'll get something. Some these characters will have different personalities than Ash. They can have aspects that are similar, but I'm hoping that there are still they become unique characters is my main goal. I'm really hoping that they aren't just okay. We've now split Ash into a female and a male person, and now they're protagonists, because that would that unfortunately I don't think would do well. But I'm hoping that these characters have their own goals, feel like unique characters, and I would really get behind them.
Yeah, besides Ash, do you think... Okay, I guess we have to talk about this. If Ash is leaving, what the hell happens to our lovable old Team Rocket? What happens to them? Because that legitimately makes me sad.
You think that they're going to kidnap a random Pikachu, thinking it's Ash's, and take it back to headquarters, and then get reassigned to Paldea, and now they they can stay at least?
I guess, but I'm going to be honest. Journeys did really nothing to help Team Rocket's story. I feel like it's... I don't know. I can understand this being a send-off to Ash with everything he went through and accomplished in Journeys. That the same cannot be said for Team Rocket. They look, I know you're not the biggest fan of Black and White Team Rocket, but I feel like in a sense this is kind of worse.
The issue with both Black and White and the series, I have the same kind of issue, is that they didn't feel connected to the Pokemon that they got in those series.
Well, at least the first half of Black and White, and then the second half they kind of went back to normal, but that was still weird.
They still got like random Pokemon that, like, in every other instance we knew when they captured a Pokemon, they showed it. There was a big emotional moment, especially for when it's like Jesse or James getting it. But Black and White, there wasn't that much of a connection with their Pokemon. This series, there's more Peko, whatever it is.
But there was like 2 episodes of them being nice to... I don't know. My point being, this is not a good send-off for Team Rocket. I feel like Team Rocket themselves deserve a better send-off. Whether they'll get it or not, we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, if they're getting a send-off in the series, we'll see. I just sort of, as I said, I hope like you do, that they get something in these 11 episodes, because they are shown to be in the 11 episodes that we're getting.
Maybe the last I will say this is something that would actually kind of make me laugh as the ending of the 11 episode series for Ash. Ash comes home, and all his traveling companions are there. May, Misty, Brock, etc., etc. They show up to celebrate because they finally decide, oh yeah, we should celebrate some of his more recent victories. We're going to celebrate, and we also just wanted to say to you on this day, from the bottom of our hearts, happy 11th birthday.
I could see it. That would be interesting.
It would completely mess with the timeline, and everybody would be calculating, okay, well, how many days did he spend in this region, I just think it would be kind of funny. It wasn't even for the sentimental reasons. I just want to mess with the timeline.
Then they could finally reveal that the Pokemon world is a completely different planet from Mars, which it is, but
you didn't have to remind me about that, buddy.
But it's just like, okay, by the way, yeah, 1 year in the Pokemon world is like 10,000 days, or however many days we've probably seen, because I know
25 years.
And he's only aged 1 year.
Meanwhile, babies are being born.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there are people who unfortunately haven't lived as long as Ash has been on his journey, which is very sad.
Yeah, and it just frustrates me because I know people are mad. Like, you shouldn't be excited that Ash is leaving him. I mean, it's a new avenue. It's a new opportunity. We're saying we want him gone, not that we want him, like, gone.
Yeah, and that's doesn't. This is supposed to be the. Hopefully, this 11 episodes does a good job of wrapping up his story. I really hope that it does, so that when they focus on this stuff as it happens, he can return as different levels. Whether he's as I said, if one of them wants to be the get to Ash's level or something, and that becomes their focus, that would be kind of a cool, nice thing to happen.
Yeah, but ultimately, I don't have a whole lot more I want to say. I don't want to moan and complain, but I also who knows? Journeys was a rough ride. Maybe this next series will be rough, but I'm at least willing to give it a chance. I'm not going to write them off without really seeing anything.
No, and as I said, I'm kind of hoping that this is not necessarily a return to form is maybe not the right word, but it's like a return to where we get a focus on the region as we were talking about. Because as you said, Galar didn't get as much focus as it probably should have.
I think everybody can agree on that.
Yeah, but there's not really much to talk about. It's just all this stuff has been teasers and reveals of what's to come. So,
yeah. But I will say this: it's been 25 years. We've been stuck together for a long time. Ash, I love you. I also hate you, but I do still love you. Not sure which one more though.
Exactly. It depends on the episode.
Yeah, it depends on, like, when he's doing his best to save a Pokemon and he's willing to get himself hurt and, like, do all this, I love him. But when he's searching on the floor for data that fell out and calling it to, like, a lost cat, it's not so much.
Yeah. As I said, we'll talk about our overall feelings about Journeys during one of the next two reviews.
Oh boy, we're gonna have to talk about the Serena episode. That's gonna be interesting.
Yep, that's probably in the next part, which will be coming out after the premiere of like half of this stuff has already started.
Yeah, but honestly, this was pretty, at least a shorter episode for us. What do you guys think of the news? Do you like the decision? Do you hate it? Ultimately, just be cool about it. Whether you're sad or happy, just be cool about it. Maybe be open to some of the changes, because I'd like to think this can succeed.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about in the past how Yu-Gi-Oh! Decided to move on from characters after a certain point, and it kind of feels right to change every so often with them. Do I think that might be right for Pokemon? I don't know. It depends on how this kind of goes for me.
Yeah, but regardless, let us know how you feel. Like, subscribe, comment, all the other jazz, and we will see you guys next time. This has been Alex.
And Richard.
And you have been listening to the Anime Egotists. Good night, and peace easy.